were able to make it as high as 116K, but with the FOMC meeting lurking 2 days from now, will the bears regain momentum? Let's find out. Welcome back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setup. Now remember, this is not financial advice, I'm just reading the charts. Alright guys, it's about 6:10 p.m. Eastern time. The price of Bitcoin is currently at $114,450. Before we get started with the top-down analysis, I want to go over this winning trade we had. I think about 2 days ago, I created this flag on the 1 hour chart with the measure move taking us to about 116,016 around there, and we went up as high as 116,400. So congratulations on whoever took this play. Another big win for the FlexCandle community. All right guys, so let's start off now with the 3-week chart actually, which also closed on Sunday, and this is not looking too good to me. First of all, we're coming off some bearish divergence here on the stochastics RSI, on the RSI. The stochastics look like they kind of want to continue rolling over here, and you guys already know I don't like these tweezer tops. What's kind of bullish is that we fell all the way down as low as 102K. We reversed back up, but this is tweezer tops. We already have a red candle here showing the 21 moving average is at 98,955. It's showing that even if it's not short term, in the longer term, things kind of want to roll over. We also have to pay attention to, I believe it's this Friday is the last day of the month. The stochastics here on the monthly is rolling over. Right now we have an indecisive green. The 21 moving average is at 85,636. So the monthly in the 3 weeks is not looking too good. On the 2-week chart, which also closed on Sunday, we closed a red candle, but as you can see, we came up with a big wick all the way from the bottom, bouncing off the 21 moving average at 104,196. So you can see that as bearish, or you can see that as bullish. Right now, technically, we've been going here sideways, kind of making like a little flag. We haven't broken the 21 moving average. That's at 104,197. Now, the stochastics are on the way down. If we zoom into the stochastics, we could kind of see like a curve might start happening, but it's still too early to tell. If this continues going down, then this is just a short-term pump that we're having. We might get a lower high and we might be going lower, so we have to be very careful with that. We do have the FOMC meeting, I believe, on Wednesday, so depending on what's happening there, that could definitely shift the markets. Now, if we head over to the weekly chart, this also closed on Sunday. This is bullish. We were able to close above the 21 moving average. Right now, the 21 moving average is at 113,448, and the stochastics RSI, if we zoom in, they kind of look like they're starting to roll back up. So it looks like we might make a double bottom. Again, this doesn't guarantee anything. Look over here. We kind of made a double bottom, came halfway, then came down to do another double bottom before we came all the way up. So all of these are possible. Right now is looking okay. We're coming off this bearish divergence as well. We never broke the 50 moving average. That to me is what makes me bullish or bearish long term. If we break that 50 moving average, I probably have to turn longer term bearish. Right now, we're kind of losing the 21 moving average. Not yet. We're like $1,000 away, so we have to be careful. We still have 6 days before that closes. Now, let's take a look at the other charts here. One of the channel subscribers, Tyler Wiley, told me to take a look at the 10-day chart, and the 10-day chart does look like it's turning back up, which kind of correlates with the weekly here. So maybe what I'm seeing here is between the weekly and the 2-week. If we take a look at the stochastics on the weekly is going up. The stochastics on the 2-week look like they want to come down. Maybe we get a curve. If we get this curve up, then we could possibly break, I believe, the all-time high of 126. If the 2-week starts coming down and the weekly starts going up, it doesn't really make sense. They both should be able to roll back up in order for us to get a longer term pump. If not, it looks like we might go maybe test the all-time high and then roll over eventually, since the 2-week is on the way down. The 10-day is kind of showing me like we're in between, so it's a possibility. This kind of shows, since we're going up on the 10-day, it's possible that on 2-week maybe this does start curving up. We're still going to need a couple more days to see what really ends up happening, a couple more candle closes to see what happens there. On the 6-day chart, we still look like we want to roll over, so that's not looking too good. The 5-day chart is kind of giving us a turnaround here. It kind of looks like we're about to roll back up. The RSI is kind of pointing up. We are having a green candle here at the moment. This does close in about an hour and 45 minutes, so if we could get above this 21 moving average and close, this will be bullish for the bulls. That's basically at 115K, so we're not too far from there. We were at 115K not too long ago. 4-day chart kind of looks like we're rolling back up. That's looking good. The 3-day chart is also pointing up. The 2-day chart is also pointing up, and the 1-day chart is getting toppy here. Now, I was telling you guys about a double bottom happening, and this is another winning trade as well. I told you guys about the double bottom taking us above the 21 21 moving average, and we got all the way up, like I said, up to about 116,400. So this is actually another win that we got here. And I was telling you, since the stochastics are toppy, it's possible now that we roll over. We do have FOMC meeting. Maybe we come back down, touch the 21 moving average, maybe go to touch the 200 moving average again or close to it, and make a right shoulder. So we can end up making a left shoulder. This is the head. We make the right shoulder, and then we pump up from there. The stochastics being here toppy are not too good. As you can see here, we could roll over, or maybe we could drag here a little bit, but eventually this looks like it's about to come down. So I don't really expect us breaking the high just yet based off of the daily chart. Now, on the 22-hour chart, the stochastics are toppy. We got barely above the 200 moving average, and then we started rolling over. So this is showing me that possibly we might be going for that inverted head and shoulder. The 12-hour chart, stochastics are toppy as well. 8-hour chart, stochastics are toppy. We're about to roll over. We need to maintain above this 200 moving average. Now, the 4-hour chart is what's going to tell us a lot here. The stochastics are toppy, already rolling over. The RSI is rolling over. We did get above the 200 moving average finally. It took a very long time, but the thing is, since we're rolling over, are we going to be able to maintain above this 200 moving average? It doesn't look like we will. It looks like we might go below and possibly test this 21 moving average at 112,795. If this doesn't hold and we come down again, then I think that we're probably going to go down. It's hard to say. I would have to see where price range is once we reset on the stochastics on the 4-hour, but losing the 200 moving average is not a good sign. That's starting to open up the gate for us to have lower prices here. Now, on the 1-hour chart, the stochastics are starting to reset. We still gotta make a bow shape here to come back up off of this double bottom. This is not looking too good either. This could be some type of a head and shoulder pattern. We're already losing the 21 moving average. We have to stay above this 50 moving average so that we could bounce up and get back above this 21 moving average. And on the 15-minute chart, the stochastics look like they're on the way up, but we lost the 21 moving average. I'm not liking that. It looks like we might be headed for the 200 moving average. We lose that, we could starting a little breakdown. The good news is that we are above 110k. We're at 114 right now. I see us possibly cooling off a little bit. Maybe we can make it back above to 115, maybe test 116 again, but I feel like with the FOMC meeting, we usually get a dip, and depending on what happens there, we either go up or go down after Jerome Powell speaks. So I wouldn't be really thinking that we're going to be breaking any all-time highs right now. I think we might be ranging here between 113, 116, and depending what happens Wednesday, that's going to tell us a lot. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.